The more you loot, the closer you are to the seat of power in Aso Rock, and the closer you get to President Muhammadu Buhari. There are now more public officials in APC who are billionaires than businessmen who are billionaires. The worst of Nigerian looters are now in APC and are regularly rewarded with party tickets for governorship and senatorial election. What a shame. I repeat, what a shame. So much for the change mantra and tripod promise of President Buhari, on which was elected in 2015. So much for the next level agenda on which Buhari returned himself to power in 2019. What a shame that citizens who voted President Buhari in 2015 and 2019 and who were able to feed themselves and their families cannot even be sure of a single meal a day. As imperfect as our election was in 2015, and despite the supreme sacrifice many Nigerians have paid in our election, including UCOM members, women and children, it is on record that even to date, as the regime of President Buhari is gradually coming to an end, he has not made one single contribution to the improvement of the electoral process. In his first tenure, he refused to sign amendment to the Electoral Act solely for selfish electoral reasons. And even while the current controversy rages on the issue of electronic transmission of results being included in the Electoral Act and being demanded by vast majority of Nigerians, the president has kept dishonorable silence while his party men, the APC, using their forced majority, has insisted that Nigerians cannot see improved electoral process. What a shame for a party that won the election from the opposition. That is why we were alarmed when we intercepted credible intelligence that the APC leaders have resolved as a first option to delay the 2023 general election by ensuring that the Electoral Act amendment process will not be completed before the 2023 general election. Or in the alternative, where the pressure from Nigerians is much, they will harmonize the bill, but they will never allow the electronic transmission of results. The information at our disposal includes the alleged late-night exchange of incentives to some members of the National Assembly in the Harmonization Committee to see to it that the electronic transmission of results does not see the light of the day. This is an insult on the sensibilities and sensitivities of the Nigerian people, noting that this process of Electoral Act amendment commenced since 2016 and has been completed 5 years after. They have agreed to drag this process and get up to their next year annual vacation, by which time, whereupon a claim that by the ECOWAS Electoral Treaty, laws cannot be amended less than 6 months to election. The process will terminate like they did for the 2019 election, but this time with possibility of throwing the country into a constitutional crisis. On electronic transition of results we stand, and that position is immutable. Nigerians want it, INEC is ready for it, and has declared it has capacity for it. Yet APC wants to drain our democracy and subject the activities of INEC, a constitutional independent body, to the political whims and caprices of Nigerian Telecommunication Commission and Mr. Issa Pantani, a man with questionable past, who warned the National Assembly members that God in heaven will condemn them and humanity will condemn them if they doctor the Electoral Act amendment process and remove the electronic transmission of results, or if they refuse to complete this process within a reasonable time. It is clear from the foregoing that President Buhari has, over his past 6.5 years, emerged the most incompetent, inept, divisive, unskilled, unimpressive, uninspiring, and divisive president in our history. President Buhari lacks basic understanding of the issues in handling a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious country such as Nigeria. His level of nepotism is second to none, and his narrow-mindedness is legendary. The current agitations and heightened insecurity in the southeast, southwest, south-south, and the middle belt are direct consequences of the failure of the president and his inability as well as incapacity to lead. The hate and sectionalism, nepotism, and divide and rule system which the president has presided over this country since 2015 are the foundation of these agitations. Indeed, this government has failed, and it has failed woefully in all ramifications. However, worse than the above fact that President Buhari is a failed leader is that the National Assembly is populated by political hallelujah boys who are approving and sanctioning everything from the executive. They are the laughing stock in the international community. We hereby put Nigerians on notice that they will yet again approve the current loan request pending before them from the president, even when the Nigerian debt burden at its worst level ever, rising up to over 33 trillion. This National Assembly leadership will still approve the request for further borrowing. Even when the government cannot account to Nigerians on what this project, the money they claim to have been borrowed, where they are and what they have done, the National Assembly will still approve this one without asking questions. Nigeria's external loans have risen from 33% since 2015, and President Buhari, who is still borrowing till today, does not have a credible repayment plan. Nigerians must know that for every 1,000 naira Nigerians makes today, 980 naira is used for payment of debts. Which country can survive under such condition? What a shame. Nigeria now spends more on debt servicing than on health and education. Due to the incompetence of the president, there have been an actual decline in the country's revenue. In 2020, the total revenue of the government was just about 3.4 trillion, despite all the increases in the prices and cost of every government service, whereas in 2015, total revenue of government was 5.43 trillion. Oil prices were higher in 2020 than it was in 2015, yet revenue was declining. Nigeria is suffering the cost and consequences of the incompetence of one man by name President Buhari and the corruption of a reckless political party, the APC. Clearly, President Buhari is running a moly economy that is 44 sitting, 99 standing. We call on the opposition members in the National Assembly to work in alliance with patriotic members who are imprisoned in APC and seeking liberation to commence action and impeach the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, and the indicted Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, immediately as a matter of national interest. Any further delay will occasion irreversible damage to the fabrics of our country. These two men have reduced the once respected parliament to house of political hallelujah that exists for the purpose of running errands for President Buhari and endorsing all his failed agenda. Never in the history of our parliament have the parliament elected such political clan. Both men have failed to guide their colleagues to act as checks and balances to the executive. Rather, both and their allies in the parliament are in a struggle on who will serve President Muhammadu Buhari and the APC more than they will serve Nigeria, and have proven beyond reasonable doubt that they do not mean well for Nigeria. Their interests are less than noble and patriotic, and it is best for Nigeria to stop them now before the destruction gets worse. When we resisted the emergence of Speaker Gbajabiamila, we did that because we know that a man indicted for dishonest act in the US cannot stand up to checkmate a regime that is acting in breach of the law. Every day Gbajabiamila presides as Speaker, the Parliament is ridiculed because it is a taboo for a man caught in dishonesty to be making law for honest people. Senate President Ahmed Lawan and indicted Speaker Gbajabiamila have not only reduced but completely removed the bar of the lawmaking process. Lawmakers are no longer respected and are ignored even when they officially summon officials of the executive. When this mission of change in the leadership of the National Assembly is accomplished, the first duty of the new leadership will be to ensure the removal of President Muhammadu Buhari from office immediately by way of impeachment before he completes his agenda of finally disintegrating and destroying our country. Let it be known that this action is as a matter of urgent national importance. The question is, we all have accepted the president and the leadership of the House led by Speaker Gbajabiamila and Lawan has fed Nigerians. But the question is, are we going to keep quiet and wait until they finish destroying the country for the next remaining 19 months? No, not at all. Our children will ask us that during the reign of this democratic tyrant, what did we do? Did we make an attempt or did we go to bed sleeping? Nigeria is tending towards irreversible damage if the National Assembly allows President Buhari to continue in office for the remaining 19 months of his tenure. There may not be a Nigeria for our children. Bandits and terrorists are emboldened by his crash failures to continue their onslaught on innocent Nigerians. If a cosmopolitan state like Kaduna, which houses over a dozen military and security formations, can collapse to the inferior firepower manpower and training of this motley ragtag bandit, then it clearly showed that this fish is rotten in the head. We urge them to ignore the movement of politicians from other parties to the APC, as those are not in their interest. Politicians who believe they have not made money since their election are moving to the APC so they can steal money, and those who are stolen are running into APC to get cover, as the APC is the platform where looters are given national honors and not prosecuted and even invited into the State House to have handshake with their leader, President Muhammad Buhari. Many of them have seen that at the rate the country is declining, it will not take long before it collapses. Hence, many of them need to grab whatever they can for themselves and their family, so they can jet out if the engine of the country stops.